You can't sit and wait for this storm to be over because this is going to last for a while. We wear masks all day, every day.
If you're interested how life looks like in China after the coronavirus, is everybody back to work, what are the new restrictions, and what are the new trends in business, then please join me today for the interview with Nicole Wan, who's working for one of the tech companies in Shenzhen. What are the new restrictions in Shenzhen like? Is there any temperature check or is everybody back at the office?
So let's start from when I leave the house. Now every vehicle in China will have something called like a QR code, a sticker on them. So when you take those public transportations, you are required you're required to scan the code and register your information, like your phone number and where you live. It's all tied with your cell phone. And once you registered, this will give them a good access to trace you. If, let's say, someone in the same bus with you was a confirmed case and has the virus, then they can find everybody around him on the bus really quickly. So in this way, you can trace the person right away to prevent further spreading. And when we come to the office, every door, not just the office that you are in, but the compound and community, every door you go in, there will be people checking your temperature. And also you will have to have a specific, like a pass only issued by the park, the high-tech park itself. So everybody is on the toes for temperature checking. And also in the office, everybody sat like far apart. We have our own personal space, about 1 meter apart from each other. And so a lot of companies that they have density, like a bigger density, you have to take a rotation, like a big shift. Today you and I, tomorrow the other two, so like that. And also we wear masks all day, every day. And the meetings are reduced, and also like we make our own meal to come to the office because we can't go outside to eat like in a group or something. Also cafeteria is closed.
So how is the rotation looking like? On Monday you will go to work and then on Tuesday you work from home, or how is it organized?
In a department you have 5 people, then first day will be like 3 people, and the other two will work from home, and then the second day you will be reversed.
How do you find yourself working from home?
I think that our team adapted this method very quickly, and I find me very effective as well, because we use really good tool. It's called Ding, developed by Alibaba, and so it has a really good. You have all the access, just like you're in the office. And our CEO insists that we have meeting in certain hours, like 9 or 11, 9, 11, and in the afternoon 2 and 4, to make sure that we are all together and working. And sometimes we use Zoom, sometimes we use Ding for live streaming or something. So I like working in home as well. It saved me 2 hours commute time.
So you think it's possible for future that some companies can use this method to, for example, reduce their space office, like they have hundreds of employees, so maybe in future, they don't have to rent such a big space and people could use it. It's a big testing now in this period, but maybe this can be used for future.
I would say that if a company can't survive remote working, then there's a big problem with this company, because it has a lot to do with the culture, and also the management, and also self-discipline. And I think it's the key, because now we have more small businesses than big businesses, and small business needs people be able to work anywhere in the world. So remote work is definitely the future.
I want to ask you, Nicole, about the masks because I think in China, before some people would already wear masks, like after SARS or MARS, and in Poland, in Europe generally, this is something really new. So how is it looking now in Shenzhen? Everybody has to wear a mask, even kids. How is it looking?
If it feels like if you don't have a mask on, you don't feel this is right. Like that's a must. And I sent you a video 2 days ago. Even a little toddler, like a 1-year-old boy, was wearing a mask, and it's for everybody. If you don't wear a mask, people look you in a very critical, not criticizing way because you are not protecting yourself, you're not protecting people around you. It's very irresponsible. So for us, in this time, wearing a mask it basically show your character.
Do you have any predictions how long we will have to wear masks? Is it until the vaccination is done for COVID or?
Yes, unfortunately, I think that either we have a very effective cure that can kill the virus and it can kill us, or that we have a very effective vaccine that can prevent us from getting infected. Otherwise, I think we're going to live with mask for a long time.
Okay, so that's the question I wanted to ask later, but how do you predict international flights, like opening borders? We have to
Okay.
go at some point. I think the international business community will have to
Yeah.
go back at some point.
Well, okay, good news is, in my opinion, we don't need to wait till we have the vaccine or the medicine to open the border because it is too important for us to have the border open for business going, for the international community to get together. As long as that we have a very effective way to trace people or to trace cases, then we can open the border because that's what we are doing. Like in China right now, the border is shut down to foreigners. And even for that's because that if we open the border, there will be a lot of people coming in. And right now, a lot of countries have worse situations than China. If we open the border, we won't be able to trace everybody, and then the second wave would definitely hit us really hard. So as long as we work hard to have a method to trace people who come into China or who come into anywhere in the world, then we can open the border. It doesn't require vaccine or cure. The technology is there. We just need to work hard to practice it.
So you just mentioned two very important topics. One is probably some more measures are coming to the airport, like we had more security checks in the recent
Yeah,
years done by
yeah.
terrorism, and now we are probably facing some new checks measures due to the virus. Yes.
Yes. So that's what we're doing in China. Like everybody coming into China will have to go through a mandatory 14 days quarantine. And also after the quarantine, you still have to report to the officials about your whereabouts for a certain time. Some place will be a month, and just to make sure that you are not asymptomatic. Yeah,
Sure.
as long as we have those methods in place, we can open the border just gradually.